Hello and welcome. As we gear up for the 2025-26 tax year, the scammers are gearing up too, and they're getting sneakier every single day. But here's the good news, so can you. In this guide, which we've put together with the experts over at My Tax Accountant, we're going to give you everything you need to spot the fakes and keep your money safe.
Okay, let's be honest. We've all been there, right? Your phone pings, you look down, and there's a message supposedly from HMRC saying you're owed a tax refund. For just a split second, you get that little buzz of excitement, but then that feeling of doubt creeps in. Is it real? Well, we're about to give you the tools to know for sure every single time.
So you might be wondering, just how big of a deal is this, really? Well, look at this number. 47 million pounds. That is the absolutely staggering amount that criminals stole in just one single heist, getting into the tax accounts of about 100,000 people and filing fake claims. This isn't just a minor issue. This is what is truly at stake.
But here's the thing you need to remember. You have the power to protect yourself, and it's not as complicated as you might think. We're going to walk you through a really clear, simple framework for spotting these threats and keeping your hard-earned money exactly where it belongs, in your pocket.
All right, so how exactly are these scammers playing the game today? Forget those old, terribly written emails with obvious spelling mistakes. The criminals we're up against now have a sophisticated, modern playbook, and it's all designed to create panic and push you into making a mistake. So let's break down their main tactics.
So the first tactic is something called vishing, which is basically voice phishing. You might get a creepy automated call or a voicemail that sounds just like this. It's designed to shock you, right? They use these huge threats of lawsuits and legal action to just hijack your emotions and make you act without thinking.
And here is the absolute most important difference you need to know. Are you ready? HMRC will never, and I mean never, leave you a voicemail threatening you with arrest or a lawsuit. It just won't happen. Scammers, on the other hand, they thrive on this false urgency. They'll threaten you, they'll rush you, and they'll even spoof a real-looking phone number to try and fool you.
Now, the second tactic is one we're probably all familiar with, those phishing emails and smishing text messages. But instead of using fear, these scams play on your hopes. They dangle that juicy promise of an unexpected tax refund to try and lure you into clicking a very dodgy link.
So here's the crucial detail. Now, HMRC might send you a text with a link to the official gov.uk website for some general info. But, and this is a big but, they will never text you a link to claim a refund and ask for your details. That is the big, bright red line. A fake message will almost always take you to a non-government website and ask for your bank details straight away.
And here's a fantastic pro tip from the team at My Tax Accountant that can stop most of these email scams dead in their tracks. Always, and I mean always, check the sender's full email address. A genuine email from HMRC will only ever end in hmrc.gov.uk or gov.uk. If it ends in anything else, anything at all, it's a fake. It's really as simple as that.
But you know what? Scammers don't just stick to phones and email. They even use old-fashioned post. Let's take a look at a real-world example of a freelancer in London who got a fake letter that was incredibly convincing. And stay with me here. This next point might actually surprise you.
This is what the letter demanded. And honestly, it looked official. It had the right logos, the right fonts. It threatened a full-blown investigation and demanded a huge amount of really sensitive data. We're talking bank statements, a photo of his passport, all to be sent to this very suspicious-looking email address.
Now, this case is a perfect lesson in how to spot a fake, even a really good one. First off, the unique taxpayer reference, the UTR, it was wrong. It only had 6 digits instead of the real 10. Second, it was asking for information that HMRC already has, like his VAT returns, and the final nail in the coffin, that email address. It didn't end in gov.uk. These tiny little details are what expose the whole scam.
Okay, so we've seen the scammer's playbook. We know their tricks. Now, let's switch gears from fear to defense. You absolutely do not need to be a tax expert to protect yourself. All you need is a simple checklist to run through anytime you get a message from someone claiming to be HMRC.
The experts at gov.uk have actually put together a simple but incredibly powerful tool for this. Think of it as a series of questions that act like a mental shield, helping you quickly and accurately figure out if a message is genuine or just another scam.
And it all comes down to these 4 key checks, which are designed to counter all those psychological tricks scammers use. Number 1, is the contact totally unexpected? 2, does it sound threatening? 3, is it trying to rush you into doing something right now? And number 4, is it asking for your personal bank details?
If you answer yes to any of these, it is almost certainly a scam.
And hey, here's a quick bonus fact for you. Did you know that if anyone claiming to be from HMRC ever asks you to pay a tax bill using gift vouchers, like iTunes cards or Amazon vouchers, you can be 100% certain it's a scam? It sounds completely bizarre, I know, but it is a real tactic they use to get untraceable money.
So you've used the checklist and you've spotted a scam. What's next? Well, don't just delete it and move on. Reporting it is the single most important step you can take. It helps shut these fraudsters down and protects other people from falling into the same trap. Let's look at exactly how to do it.
And taking action is actually really simple. If you get a suspicious email, just forward it to phishing@hmrc.gov.uk. If it's a text message, forward the message to the number 60599. It's totally free, and every single report helps HMRC's security team track these operations down and shut them down for good. And for those phishing calls we talked about earlier, the best thing to do is hop on the gov.uk website and search for the suspicious phone call reporting form. On there, you can enter the scammer's phone number and just a brief description of what they said. Every single report helps build a case against them.
Now, if the worst has happened and you think you've actually lost money or shared your bank details, the first thing to do is not panic, okay? There are 2 immediate steps you have to take. First, call your bank right away to get your account secured. Second, report the financial loss to Action Fraud.
Now, before we wrap up, there's a quick but very important point we need to make. All the information we've shared here today is for general guidance. It is absolutely not a substitute for professional advice, so it shouldn't be relied on by itself when you're making financial decisions.
You see, staying safe from scams is that crucial first step. But true financial confidence, well, that comes from knowing that everything is in order. And let's face it, navigating the UK tax system can feel pretty overwhelming. The key thing to remember, though, is that you don't have to do it all by yourself.
For that kind of certainty, and to make sure your tax affairs are always handled correctly and efficiently, you can always talk to a professional. And before making any big decisions, we'd always advise that you consult the tax experts at My Tax Accountant.
So if you need that expert help, the team at My Tax Accountant are there for you. You can give them a call on 0208 570 8531, or you can drop them an email at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. At the end of the day, spotting scams is your first line of defense. But true peace of mind, well, that comes from knowing you're in control. With so much at stake, can you really afford not to be sure?